And now, Privates, with an episode called Their Story.
Hello, I'm Dame Judy Bench, lover of Detective Jake Cotton, who was gone missing without a trace, not unlike a certain pair of cotton I wore to the high school dance that was also related to a dick. I've yet to find a trace of my beau, but I have a suspect, and I am on my way to confront him now. Confront to the front, of course, because if I turn my back for even 1 second, I am liable to get a knife stuck in it. Not that I think this guy's the stabbing type, not the sharpest tool in the drawer, if you know what I mean. But if he did what I think he did, I may have underestimated him. Do the numbers add up? Only one way to tell.
Judy, what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same, Frank.
Well, I work here.
Not without Jake, you don't.
We're partners.
A marriage of convenience.
The same type you were looking to get him into, but he was resistant, wasn't he?
Never. Except in the way that he knew I wanted him to be. To deal with that, I have whips and chains.
Handcuffs?
Smack a little booty up with my belt.
Scream help?
Play my game and you won't have to.
Ah, so you admit you have him chained up in the basement.
Me? I was going to ask the same of you.
Well, we have quite the classic misunderstanding, don't we?
I don't understand.
Exactly. I have no idea where Jake went. I thought he was with you, though he's been gone a long time.
A week, at least.
Yes, so if he's not with you...
And he's not with you.
Well, it sounds like I have a new case on my hands.
You're not a real detective, Frank.
Well, I admit, there was a bit of a learning curve, but I think I'm getting the hang of it.
That would be a first.
I guess I could use a new partner to track down my old partner. Are you interested?
In you? How inappropriate.
Ow! In the case.
I prefer to work alone.
Well, that's what Jake used to say.
And now he's missing.
And I'm missing him.
I'll let you know when I find him. After I get done with him.
Not if I find him first.
You are welcome to try.
There is no try.
Good luck, Frank. Was Frank telling the truth? Did he really not know where Jake was? I mean, I know Frank is slower than Jack Russell after the homecoming parade sophomore year, Jack being the boy I tried to hook up with, assuming by his name that he was a terrier. But he tore nothing that I wanted him to. But if Frank was being honest, and if for some reason I believe him, then I'm back at square one, going in circles, with no clear angle of inquiry. If only...
I had a clue. What happened to Jake? I mean, I guess I have the one clue. Well, he disappeared right after the laundromat. Not in the place, mind you. He left with me. He seemed distracted, of course, as he should be. Well, that was a whole mess of a load dropped on him, and he needed time to sort through it and get it clean in his mind. But a week? Oh, well, that seemed too long a time. Too long not to show his face in the office or his behind to Judy. Or the rest of him to any of the contacts I've checked with. I guess it was up to me, Frank Barry, to become a dick and find his hidey hole.
Frank Barry?
Who's asking?
I'm Rosie.
I can see that. Cheeks and personality.
There's no distracting me with flattery.
I wouldn't try. I'm happily coupled.
Seems unlikely.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
Where's Jake Cotton?
Oh, everybody's looking for Jake today.
Who else is looking?
I ask the questions around here.
Not so far, you don't.
Oh, just who are you, Rosie?
A private detective. When did you last see Jake?
A week ago Thursday. Who hired you?
Someone with more money than you. Where did you see him?
Over on Fremont Street. Can you be more specific?
You first.
Corner of Fremont and Valley View. Now you.
My employer wishes to remain anonymous.
Uh-huh. Judy sure works fast.
Dame Judy Bench?
The same. And your mysterious benefactor, I presume?
You presume wrong, but that's not surprising.
Well, if not Judy, then who do you work for?
It's need to know, and you don't.
I do, because I'm working the case of the missing Jake.
I'd say let the best woman win, but it seems unnecessary.
Oh, I'll show you.
The door? I've got it. Thanks for the lead.
Well, I didn't lead you anywhere, but I'm already in the lead on this case. She's gone. I did not like Rosie. Not one little bit. Who did she think she was, coming into my office and treating me like that? I admit, she got the better of me in that encounter, but it wouldn't happen again. Jake may have only been my second case, but I solved the first one lickety-split. I was sure I could solve this one, too. If only I had told Jake sooner that I'd already figured out who had stolen my beloved Cordelia's fortune. Then maybe he wouldn't have... But no. There was no way he did something to Jake, was there?
A couple of days later...
I'm Dame Cordelia Bench, a pleasure to be sure. It feels a little odd to be monologuing because I don't fancy myself a detective. But poor Jake has gone missing, mixed up in working for me, and I can't help but feel responsible. I'd do anything to get him back, anything, even go behind Frank's back. I love my Frank, poor, sweet, simple Frank. He has many fine qualities, but I'm afraid detectiving just isn't one of them. True, he did solve my case quickly, while Jake still hasn't as far as I know, but he didn't know how to resolve it. So, I may have gone around him just this one time. Oh, I hope he doesn't find out. Any leads, Rosie?
Yes, ma'am. He was last seen around Fremont and Valley View. And, as you know...
Yes. So he took Jake?
I don't think so. I questioned a number of his associates, and I set up some surveillance. I found no evidence that the subject was abducted against his will.
Oh, thank God. Then where is Jake?
That I'm not certain of.
But you have a lead on that.
Not yet, but I will.
Oh, you're awfully expensive.
And worth every penny.
How can you be if you can't find Jake?
These cases take time, ma'am. And I had a few more questions I hoped you might answer.
You suspect me of kidnapping Jake? The person I hired you to find?
Of course not. I said there's no sign of abduction, but you know the subject.
Jake?
Right, so you may know of his habits.
I'll assist you in any way I can, but really, I don't think I know anything that can help you, Rosie.
Sometimes we don't know what we know, Dame Cordelia. What did Jake do for fun?
Oh, not much. Mostly worked.
When he wasn't working?
Me.
Oh, Judy, dear, be couth.
Sorry, Mother, but it's true. Jake didn't have many hobbies besides his work and moi. Though I see you have one, Mother.
I hired Rosie to help us find Jake.
I'm looking for Jake. I know him better than anyone in the world. You really think she can find him when Afra can't?
Asia, I'm a professional. Did Jake have other Europe besides yourself?
Never. I'm his American exceptionalism, South and North.
You sure? I hear you can be as cold as Antarctica.
That is my daughter you're talking about?
He didn't. Trust me. Once you've been benched, you don't go back in the game.
Judy.
Hey.
Darling. Perhaps it will be better if you wait in the other room.
Why? Do you think Jake might have stepped out on me? If he did, he is in it deep.
No, dear. I just think you may be a little close to this.
Of course I'm close. He's the love of my life.
But you've had other lovers.
Excuse me?
I've got a list here.
You forgot a couple at the end there. Fine. I may have dallied when Jake and I were separated, but none meant anything to me when compared to him.
Uh-huh. Any reason to think one of them might have been jealous?
Just one.
Judy!
Mother, can I help it if I am so attractive and skilled in the art of carnal pleasure that men chase after me relentlessly?
I don't like where this is going.
Neither do I. This is not a short list to follow up on.
I can probably narrow down which you'd want to look into.
I'd appreciate it.
Aha! I knew you were working for Judy, you liar!
I'm not a liar.
Frank, what are you doing here?
Oh, we had lunch plans, didn't we, honey?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, I forgot.
That's all right. I think I can get the rest of what I need from Judy.
Wait a minute. You hired Rosie, Cuddle Kitty?
I'm sorry, Frank.
You don't have faith in my sleuthing skills?
I just feel guilty I may have gotten Jake hurt, and I wanted to do everything I could to find him.
Ha! She doesn't have faith in you, Frank. Nor do I.
Judy, one thing to say. I love you, Frank and Barry. I'm sorry if hiring this detective hurt your feelings.
Well, it did. You know, I have half a mind not to stay for lunch.
But it's your favorite. Lobster linguine with cream sauce.
All right. Well, I mean, if the food's already prepared, you know.
I wouldn't mind having some of that myself.
I'm not paying you to eat.
Of course not, ma'am. Dame Judy, if...
You know what? I changed my mind. I'm with Frank. Mother betrayed us, hiring you behind our backs. I'm not cooperating with you.
Judy, dear, don't be unreasonable.
You're the one who's unreasonable, Mother. Both Frank and I are doing our best, and you don't even give us a chance.
Don't you want Jake back?
Of course I do, and I will be the one to bring him back.
Yeah, or I will.
Unlikely, but yes, we don't need her.
No, we do not. Wait, what did...
All right. If you both feel so strongly.
With all due respect, Dame Cordelia, do you want the subject found? Right, or not? Because I've uncovered a lot about these two.
Oh, you were spying on us?
Absolutely. You are my two prime subjects.
I am offended.
So am I.
And a little turned on.
Yeah, well, hold on, only about the spying part.
Yes, that part.
We'll talk later, honey.
Oh.
It makes sense. Not that I think either of you did it, of course, but girlfriend, business partner.
Exactly. And you've both been cleared.
Thank you.
Because neither of you could pull this off without leaving a trail lined with neon signs.
I reserve neon for my boudoir.
So if you want the subject
Jake.
found, I'd suggest you retain my employment, Dame Cordelia.
Oh, I don't know.
Mother!
Cody?
Oh, I know. Look, I love you both. I was really stuck in it now, betraying the two people I love the most in the world. I didn't mean to, of course. I just wanted to do what's best for everyone, and that's bringing Jake home, and I wasn't confident they could do it. I was faced with an impossible choice, retaining my detective who stood a chance at succeeding, or fire her to prove my loyalty. I really wasn't sure which one I was going to do. Thankfully, I was spared the decision. Well, Jake!
Oh!
Dame Cordelia, Frank, Judy, you?
You two know each other?
Of course. It's a small industry. Rosie Nightendale is a live and breathe.
I must admit, I didn't think you were still doing either.
What are you doing here?
They hired me to find you.
Ha! That was never going to happen. Nor was I in need of finding, except by myself.
I'm so glad you're safe.
Well, me too, old sport. The office just wasn't the same without you.
Let's go so that I can welcome you home properly.
Not so fast. You three all have a lot to answer for.
Which three? There are four of us.
Not you, Rosie. Never you.
Well, my case is solved. I'll send you my invoice, Dame Cordelia.
All right. So, where shall we start? I know. I solved the case.
Which case?
The one concerning your missing fortune.
Oh, you did? That's wonderful, Jake.
Don't thank me yet, because I have not gotten one dime of it back. I'm not sure I intend to, after what you did.
Me?
Not just you.
Oh, Jake, buddy, let's sit and
I'm not your buddy, guy.
How dare you? Missing for more than a week? You had us all worried sick, and then you just waltz back in here and you start tossing around accusations.
Why not? I've caught enough of them, and there's a lot of explaining to do.
Oh, but surely you don't
Before you say anything, I know everything.
What do you mean, everything?
Everything! Shall we go over them?
If we must.
Oh, we must. I'd tell you to get comfortable, because this is going to take a while, but after everything you've already put me through, I think I'd rather inconvenience you.
Oh, man. Where was Jake? What does he know? Who betrayed him and how and why? Come back next time for further revelations in the season finale of Privates.
It's All Been Done Radio Hour, number 372, Privates number 12, Their Story. This episode was written by Jerome Wetzel and directed by Samantha Stark. It starred Shane Stefanchik as Frank Barry, Kristin Green as Dame Judy Bench, Samantha Stark as Dame Cordelia Bench, Shannon Marie Watts as Rose Nightendale, and Keith Jackson as Detective Jake Cotton. This episode was narrated by Darren Esler. Our Foley artist is J.T. Walker. Our technical director is Shane Stefanchik. Our music director is Kristin Green. Theme songs are composed by Nathan Haley with lyrics by Jerome Wetzel. This podcast was edited by Ryan Estep. Check out our website at iabdpresents.com. We'd like to thank Circle 270 Media, which this podcast is a part of, and Boxland Media, our host performance space. Our next live show is Saturday, September 10th. Get your tickets by heading to our website and selecting tickets from the drop-down at the top right. Have a great week.
It's All Been Done presents
Who's Got the Time?